All right, so we're here in the aftermath of the Melee tournament today with Zach, Rick, Matt, and Ben, all of which competed today. And I kind of want to get an update of what happened in the scope of the day. What kind of things that you saw that were great, some that were not so great, maybe. Start with Zach. What was your opinion of the day?
It went decent. My first two games, actually, Matt was also at the table.
What are the chances of that?
I'm just kidding. Not that good. But unfortunately, that was the case, so neither of us could both win. And in the first game, neither of us did win. We tied for third. That was interesting. And then we got paired again in the next game, in which he actually got first and I got second, which was great. And then I finished out. I got second my last game, very close, but not good enough to qualify.
Not
obviously.
good enough, right? Rick, what about you? I know you three actually were this last game. It kind of came down to it whether you were going to go in or stay out. So what happened in the grand scheme of your play there at the end?
So the first two games went decently well, other than my not winning the first one through interesting circumstances. No, the second one I got second place. So I was feeling pretty good with 2 seconds under my belt. Went to the third game, and it's just one of those games, man, where they're like, hey, let's gang up on that guy. So I think, I can't remember exactly, I counted it at the time, but I can't remember now, but it's something like, other than my challenges, maybe 4 weren't directed at me the whole game. So, yeah, it's one of those.
Not going to win that,
kind
are
of
you?
sat back and let it happen. No, you can't beat 3 people at once.
Does that affect your opinion of like the Melee format in general, or do you just think it's just kind of how things happen sometimes?
No, I mean, I think it's how things happen. It's part of the Melee. It's part of the Melee vibe. Like that's, you make some deals, get some things going, and then sometimes you're on the wrong side of those deals, right?
Sure.
So it went fine, and surprisingly, I ended up getting third and not last. I don't know how that happened.
Nice.
But no, it was nice. The one good thing about that game is I was matched with one of the guys from France. They flew over, so I don't know. That was interesting.
Very
I love
cool.
the accent, and just getting to see his deck was very different and unique. So getting to see kinds of things I'm not used to seeing.
How the European mind works.
It is a crazy thing, but fun. It was good.
Nice. What about you, Matt? So you were doing pretty well, right?
Well, the first game, obviously, I was with Zach. I was also paired up with a winter deck, the wall deck.
That's your deck.
It's the deck that I like. I like to play. But in Melee, it was not good to see because I'm playing summer.
Right.
So we kind of got out seasons there on top of being matched up with Zach there, which was not optimal.
so now, do you go into that game and it's like, well, we're it's understandable that we know each other, so there's obviously probably a little bit of prejudice there. But did you guys attack each other? Did you make any deals with each other?
We were not colluding.
Yes, it was obvious we were not colluding. It was very interesting because knowing Zach's overall strategy did affect the way I played the game, certainly. And I think actually it ended up hurting me and Zach in the process because I was trying to prevent him from doing what he intended to do. And in the turn, I think it slowed down both my deck and Zach's deck.
Yeah.
So
Neither of us could win.
neither of us actually.
And I will
ended up
never
doing
let him
well.
live that down. Just so it wouldn't happen. Ever. The day that Matt cost both of us a designer card.
And it's not that the other decks weren't good because the other decks were great that we were against. It was just the fact that I knew what Zach's plan was. I think affected the way that I played against him.
Yeah, absolutely. So how about that last game? Now you got tied for third, and then you got first or
Ended
second.
up winning the second game with first place in the second game.
Okay.
And then the third game was, I saw Greyjoy and Martell players. And the Martell players was very popular here this year. They did very well, and they're doing heavy icon removals.
Scourge, Brimstone.
And the character that stands locations, right?
The Hold Engineer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with the last game. It seemed like all 3 of the guys in the last game all knew each other's decks very well. Didn't exactly know what I was up to, but because I gained some power early on, they did decide to kind of team up and make sure that they stopped me in my tracks.
Nice.
So didn't want me to sneak in for the win on that.
And Ben, what about you? You were looking pretty good too, going into the final match.
The third match looked good, yes, but the whole game was an abomination. First game was against I actually don't remember every house, but it was Stark and Baratheon and something else. Stark laid out with Siege and 4 epic battles to begin with.
Wow.
And they had the non-kneeling to attack cavalry flank.
Yeah.
And just got tons of power that way. I had the Viper out, didn't kneel to attack some of my opponents, but just not as effective as the 3 power that they were getting each time.
So did they just win it straight up first turn? Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. First turn, win at dominance, epic phases. Also learned a new rule that, not a new rule, but a rule I didn't know, is the epic phases are independent phases. So my Orphan of the Green Blood only saved for one of those phases.
Huh.
But, so yeah, totally dominated in that one, but I, with the Red Viper, managed to get second.
Nice.
Second game went pretty well. It was actually against Will Lannister, who for the most part only had Martell characters out to begin with.
Huh.
Was doing Infamy Brotherhood deck, basically. And then the other opponent, I also don't recall now.
Haze.
Yeah. Basically, we all traded plots the first turn and did a couple of challenges. Nobody was looking too much in the lead. By third plot, basically the Viper won the game and took the win. All 3 Macon examples were discarded because of Euron's Crow's Eye.
Wow.
In a row. Like, they were one turn they were discarded, the next turn I draw 2 cards, somebody challenges him, another Macon example. Game would have been over much sooner had that ever ended up in my hand.
Wow.
So, looking pretty good for the third round. Third round, I'm playing me versus 2 other Martell players and a Baratheon Holy Rush kind of deck. Has Double Round Bob, Cormel. Both opponents had a much better setup. They started out with Brimstone, Scourge, and Hellhold Engineers, and basically wiped the board of icons from almost all of the Baratheon players' characters had no icons for like 3 turns.
Wow.
They only left a military because they didn't care. They were all playing only game that matters. If you don't have an intrigue icon, your strength doesn't count.
Well, there you go.
So they would do the same to my characters, to where I could occasionally win challenges as long as I didn't go against them. But then they would still interfere with those because they wanted to maintain second place. So it was a whole lot of calculation going on. First turn really did take probably 20 minutes, just because they were debating on how to trigger their Brimstones against the Baratheon player, and ended up using tons of little icon removal tags.
Wow.
To clear them out. Overall, pretty negative play experience, but that's what Melee sometimes is.
Yeah.
And I could have ended up taking second, but they wiped out most of my icons before last guy's challenges, who still, at time, only had 8 power on his house to win.
Wow.
8 power on the winners, 7 power on the next guys, 3 on the Baratheons, and 3 on mine, but he had Renown, so he actually got third.
So absolute icon control, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally. The only thing that saved us a little bit was Venomous Blade. I was able to kill off the Hellhold Engineers, but that was the only thing that, mitigated the madness a little.
Wow. Huh. All right, well, there you have it. That's the Melee wrap up. At least from this side of the spectrum. I'm sure if we were to talk to some Martell players that were Hellhold engineering and scourging around, they would say that it went swimmingly well for them. We'll keep in touch and come back, of course, with Joust updates all tomorrow and all sorts of good stuff. See what kind of decks are prevalent there. I think, the Martell icon removal wasn't expected as much, maybe it should have been, but here it was.
Been at every table.
Every table, yeah.
I think it has. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And will it be in Joust?
Probably.
Something to prepare for. All right. Thanks for watching and take care, guys.